Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to cover intangible cultural heritage, national list, and intangible cultural heritage from India listed in UNESCO list. Basically, I read an article yesterday about people in Spiti eating stone. So I thought of covering it for you. So basically in this video we're going to learn about Sowa-Rigpa and different intangible cultural heritage from India. So let's begin. First of all, this is the stone called Zugzi. So it is white shiny stone as you can see. So it is used by people in Spiti for the problems of acidity, indigestion, various stomach problems caused because of excessive alcohol consumption, deep fried dishes, spicy food. Okay, so this stone is found in two varieties. One is Fo Chong, male stone, and Mung Chong, female stone. Now, the philosophy of opposite attracts and opposite attacks they used in this. So, male stone is used for the treatment of female patients, and female stone is used for the treatment of male patients. So, what they basically do, they pounded this stone into fine powder, and you have to consume 1/4 of the 1 spoon every day for the treatment of various digestion problems. Now, people, not only the locals or from all around the world, find it a new practice of these problems related to health, their treatment, and they 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 seek the help from these amchis. That is the amchi practice that is prevalent in Spiti. So people, the local people, because they were not accessible to the modern medicine, they still use this treatment because it is very ancient treatment of health problems, that people go to amchis and seek help for their problems related to health. So these amchis are into Sowa-Rigpa, that is a mm, practice that is for the healing practice, that is knowledge of healing. They have gone through various training basically. So they have read different books about this treatment, and they have meditated. Now we will learn about this Sowa-Rigpa later in the video. Okay, so these are basically people who on every 8th of a month even vow for the well-being of people of the world, and they have this traditional practice that they use for the treatment of people, for the help people are seeking for their health. So these are amchis of Spiti. So it's an intangible cultural heritage. Now, what is an intangible cultural heritage? Intangible cultural heritage is basically the traditions that are still living. People have learned them from their forefathers and fathers. So they are practiced from generation to generation. They are still living. So UNESCO's Convention on Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage of 2003, UNESCO's Convention on Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage has, classified this intangible cultural heritage into 5 forms. First form is oral traditions. Okay, so the traditions that are conveyed or communicated orally with expressions. Okay, so these can include different languages also, and performing arts, various performing arts, from music, from dance. Okay, and social practices and rituals and festive events, the the rituals of death, rituals of birth, like the Mishmi tribes of Arunachal Pradesh, their tradition of death is included in national list. Okay, and in fourth is knowledge and practices concerning nature and universe, the one we talked about, Sowa-Rigpa. And we have shaman also. So different religious preachers who shaman, who communicate with spirits, and they guide you. So they that is also practiced in some parts of world, in some parts of India also. And that is knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe. And traditional craftsmanship, like kalamkari of Andhra Pradesh. So craftsmanship, so local crafts, like Punjab, in Punjab we have Tathera. So these are the 5 different intangible cultural heritage, or we can say the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage are based on these 5. So these 5 are the different intangible cultural heritage types. Okay, so in India we have hundreds of intangible cultural heritage that are listed on indiaculture.nic.in. You can go and check the list. So there are hundreds of them from each and every state. You can check of your respective state. From Himachal we have three traditions that are listed in ICH list. So that are so these are Lodi dance of Mandi. So it is very slow, slow motions, we can say, the slow going dance form of Mandi district that you must have heard about if you are from Himachal. And Karyala, the tradition, they worship the local deities in Solon and parts of Sirmaur. So that is Karyala form, where they offer some this is a tradition of offering to the deities. So that is Karyala. And Sowa-Rigpa that we talked about that. Okay, so apart from this, we have 13 intangible cultural heritage of India that are listed in UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage, okay, of world. So 13 from India are listed in UNESCO. We have hundreds of them in India, and in Himachal we have three traditions that are listed in national list of intangible cultural heritage. And intangible cultural heritage are oral traditions, expressions, languages, performing arts, social practices, rituals, festive events, knowledge, practices concerning nature and the universe, and traditional craftsmanship. So all that can be intangible cultural heritage. Basically, the heritage that is passed on from generation to generation, that is lively. Okay, so that is living heritage, we can say. It's not an object. It's not an object or a monument. It's a practice. It's a tradition. That is intangible cultural heritage, basically. Okay, so we have the Sowa-Rigpa we talked about. It's knowledge of healing or science of healing, basically the meaning of it. So we have this Sowa-Rigpa. It's a very ancient practice. It's originated in India around 2500 years ago. It is practiced in neighboring countries also, countries of Bhutan, Nepal, Tibet, and all the countries. Okay, so it's in Trans-Himalayan region around 8th century AD. This was introduced in Trans-Himalayan region, and this is based on the practice medical test of Ryugzi. Okay, so that is also Chatush Tantra. So people of Spiti go through these books. They read these books. This is basically it was in the Sanskrit language, but then it was translated into Bhoti language also. That's why people they can study it. So they have learned Bhoti language from their fathers and forefathers. So they have gone through these books and they have meditated in their temples, in their respective temples, and so they are practicing this tradition or this knowledge of healing, science of healing, where people go to them and seek medical help. So this is um, about Sowa-Rigpa. So it is not only in Himachal, it is practiced in Ladakh also, in Sikkim also, in Arunachal Pradesh also. So Sowa-Rigpa of Arunachal is also listed in National Culture, Intangible Cultural Heritage list. So this is Sowa-Rigpa. A documentary of it is on Ministry of Culture, Government of India's uh, YouTube channel, where you can watch this video also to learn more about it, about the Sowa-Rigpa, the knowledge of healing or science of healing. So it will come under knowledge and practice concerning nature and the universe. I already talked about five different intangible cultural heritage. So it will come under knowledge and practice concerning nature and the universe. This Ludi dance and Karyala will come under performing arts. Performing arts are the music and dance forms. Traditional craftsmen are the kalamkari, the kangra painting. So if they are included, they will come into traditional craftsmanship list. Okay, so that is it. So this is Sowa-Rigpa, and these are the 13 intangible cultural heritage traditions recognized by UNESCO. So I thought of um, of talking about it also, because these are our, this is a pride for India, because 13 of our intangible cultural heritage are listed in UNESCO list. You can check these on UNESCO website, and if you go through these on UNESCO State Party India list, you can click on them and really listen to it and watch them if you want to know more about it. So latest we had Kumbh Mela that was included in the year 2017. So that is Kumbh Mela. Okay, and Navroj, it's a Persian festival So it's not only from India, it is from Iran and other countries also listed in Intangible Cultural Heritage. Now, Roj, it was listed in 2016. In 2016, yoga was also included. In 2014, the brass and copper craftsmanship, the Teras of Punjab, you must have heard about, was included in 2014. In 2013, the ritual singing and drumming dancing of Manipur, the Sankirtana was included, and Buddhist chanting of Ladakh, the recitation of sacred Buddhist text in the Trans-Himalayan Ladakh region, J&K, in Ladakh region was included in the year 2012, and Chow dance that is practiced in states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, it was included in 2010. Kalbelia folk songs, the Kalbelia are the nomadic tribes of Rajasthan. Their folk song and dances, you must have seen the black dresses and women dancing over in Rajasthan. So that is Kalbelia folk songs and dances, they were included in 2010. Ramana, that is the religious festival and ritual theatre of the Garhwal region. So the people drumming and singing of Uttarakhand, people of Uttarakhand and Garhwal Himalayas. So that was also included in 2009. Kutiyattam is a Sanskrit theatre that was included in 2008. Ramlila, so it is the traditional performance of Ramayana that is you can see in different parts of the world, in different parts of India, also in UP and Uttarakhand, basically more most. So that is Ram Leela. So that was included in 2008, and traditional Vedic chanting, the chanting of Vedic scriptures in 2008 was included. So that's the list of 13 intangible cultural heritage. Mudiyettu, ritual theatre dance of dance drama of Kerala, was included in 2010. So these are 13 intangible cultural heritage from India listed in UNESCO list, and we have hundreds of intangible cultural heritage on national list, and there are number of traditions, practices in India, in different parts, in different regions, and different tribes, different people are into practicing a lot of rituals, practices, rituals concerning birth, death, and social practices, and these knowledge that I talked about, like we have Sherman, we have Sowa-Rigpa. So these all are the intangible cultural heritage. These are heritage that are passed on from generation to generation, that are still living, that we cannot, touch upon. These are the intangible heritage. These are not the objects or the monument. These are the oral traditions, expressions, dances, music. Okay, so that is about intangible cultural heritage. And Sowa-Rigpa, the practice of healing, science of healing, the practice of healing, the Amchi practices of Spiti. So these people who are into this practice of Sowa-Rigpa in Spiti are known as Amchi, and the stone that are used by people of Spiti to heal the problems of digestion. And so they have various knowledge of different herbs and different plants. Not only those two stones, they have lot of knowledge about healing. Okay, so these are books that is Ryugzi, the Chatush Tantra, a textbook of fundamental principle of Sowa-Rigpa. So there's a principles of Sowa-Rigpa. So it's a text, it's a record, it is a recorded, knowledge and practice that is concerning nature and the universe, and it was translated into Bhoti language. That's why the people of Spiti are reading it and practicing it. They meditate, they have taken vows. So there's practices involved, there's rituals involved through which they become Namchi. So there were a number of Amchis in Spiti, but they are now, the numbers are decreasing gradually. So the article I read about, there was the one Amchi who has expressed his views. So that was interview of him basically. So he was suggesting that government should include Swarigpa in Ayush also, like we have Ayurveda, because it's also a knowledge and practice of healing, and this way they can really safeguard this practice, safeguard this intangible cultural heritage of Himalayan region. So that's the end of video. I hope you liked and I hope you understand. Keep watching our videos, keep supporting us. Thank you for watching this. Have a great day.